Hello, fellow Sitecore engineers. I've got a little bit of time right now. Well, I try to sync some TDS. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about Helix and Habitat and the group project, which is kind of cool and a great little example of doing something outside the main Helix, main Habitat. So, I've got the most current version. I installed it, I think, yesterday of Habitat. Um, that's the one that goes into Sitecore 8.2.5. And I also, for the first time, installed the group project, which we see right here. Um, I just want to talk a little bit about these. So one problem I had, a big bug that I had installing the group project that was really annoying, is that it had older versions of Sitecore um, installed, and really all that's in here is one website. So it's a project. All the websites are kept in the project layer in Habitat, and we have this group project and a demo, and I was having trouble when I would deploy this thing, run in the gulp script, make sure everything's set up right. I have all the defaults set. So, but it was using an older version of Sitecore and an older version of certain DLLs. So I just came in here. This thing doesn't even need a reference to Sitecore. It's being referenced in the view. So, right, it's not a hard reference. So I went ahead and removed Sitecore, ran the default gulp task, and everything worked fine. So now I have, instead of just my friend Habitat, which still a huge fan of, thanks Thomas and everybody else, I have the group site working just fine. And one thing I really like about this group demo is it shows you how to work outside of Habitat, so that you could use Habitat almost as a framework, certainly for demos and things like that, but with great care for production, and then work in a much smaller and simpler solution, because those 90 or so projects inside of Habitat are just can be a bear when you're working in them all the time. Although there's tricks you can do, you can learn to um, just publish the project, just publish the view you're working on. I find that the best way to work is really, if you're down in a feature, you're down in the FAQ feature, and you're changing things. I mean, if you just change the view, just change the CSHTML, you just right click on it and you hit publish. So anyway, those are two recommendations for how to work with Habitat. Um, nice and fresh from yesterday. So enjoy. Take care of yourselves.